Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, we've known Twitch isn't a place for much common sense to be allowed and for anybody to actually be able to speak their own opinion, because if you disagree with the cult, well, we generally know you won't survive over there in any way, shape, or form. If you say things that disagree with a lot of that kind of stuff, you'll decide they'll ban you and they'll remove you and all kinds of other crazy stuff. Well, color a shock there that the leadership and the person in charge of policy, outreach, and education over at Twitch had an absolutely unhinged meltdown, all because somebody he disagrees with politically got elected by the majority of the United States of America. Yes, Donald J. Trump's election, despite all the problems going on in the country, despite the economy being terrible, despite all the other kind of agenda-driven stuff where they're trying to trans your kids. Oh, no, boys and girls. America is racist because they voted for Donald J. Trump over the installed, never elected, never voted for candidate Kamala Harris for the Democratic Party. No, people didn't want more of the exact same 4 years nonsense that we've been dealing with. No, nobody wants this slowing, stall, and stagnant economy that we've had. I mean, literally, just by Trump getting elected, the economy is already doing better. So yes, no, we're not a bunch of racists out there. This half Mexican who grew up in a mixed race family isn't a racist when I voted for Donald J. Trump. No, you little psychopath, and your belief system is obviously the racist situation here. And that's exactly what we're going to show and talk about right now, boys and girls, because this shows you exactly why Twitch is the cesspool it is. And if you're over there streaming on Twitch, please move over to Rumble, move over to Kick, hell, move over to YouTube, because even their gaming stuff has certainly improved. But avoid Twitch like the plague, boys and girls. This place is a monster of a place, and we will use our Twitch streaming to make sure people avoid that platform and go to other ones. So we're going to check out this article from John F. Trent over there at Fandom Pulse over on Substack, give you all the juicy details of exactly what this psychopath has absolutely said. But before we do, if you do enjoy our content, hit that like button, share with all your friends, and subscribe or follow if you have not already, boys and girls, because we are grinding, we are growing, and I could not do that without every single one of you. Also, leave us a comment in the section down below. Do you stream on Twitch? Do you play games on Twitch? Do you watch people on Twitch? Does it surprise you at all that somebody in a major leadership position inside of this company is a complete and total member of the TDS firm and is completely and totally insane? Let us know what you think about all that in the comment section down below. And if you'd like to help support the channel, please check out the links in the description as well. So from John F. Trent over at Fandom Pulse, Twitch ahead of policy, outreach, and education says America is a racist country. A Jarrod Jenkins, the head of policy, outreach, and education at Twitch, decried America as a racist country and claimed that America makes it difficult for women. Oh, yes, all because we didn't vote for a person with horrible policy ideas. I mean, no really policy ideas and a bunch of celebrity endorsements. I know. We just all hate women, including like the 46% of women in the country that voted for Donald J. Trump. Libs of TikTok shared a TikTok video of Jenkins' reaction to the election of President Donald J. Trump as the 47th president of the United States, rated on X. Meet artist Jenkins, the head of global policy and customer support at Twitch. He goes on an anti-white rant, says America is a racist country, and blasts Trump and his supporters as bigots and misogynists. Why does CEO Dan Clancy stand for this? And as you can see, they tagged Clancy in this. A wise decision, because as we know, the pushback on the agenda has hit its peak with Donald J. Trump getting elected, and woke has gone broke and is falling flat and does not sell, and everyone officially knows that. So maybe, probably not, but maybe Twitch will do something about this guy, but probably not. In the video, Jenkins states, like the saying goes, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on me. Well, it's all shame on you anyway, but still, you guys know what I mean. 2016 was not a fluke. Donald Trump is the most American president we've ever had, and he reflects who America really is. And guess what? The majority of the country actually agrees with you, but not for the reasons you think out there. Because guess what? Popular to your nonsense, Donald J. Trump has never been, nor has ever seen any kind of evidence come out of him being a racist in any way, shape, or form. If he was a racist, he wouldn't have just given Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk, an actual African American, by the way, keys to the kingdom for DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, ladies and gentlemen. He wouldn't be putting black people in major positions of power. He wouldn't have literally showed up at Walt Disney World to go hang out with a black family and have a vacation with them in his suit. I mean, literally, this stuff has been disproven so many times again, but that's okay, because reality to this guy, to reality to Jenkins and his echo chamber that he lives in, is not important, and clearly is nothing more than an echo chamber over at Twitch as well. So this is why he believes America voted for Donald J. Trump. America is a racist country. America is a country that will prioritize a white candidate who is riddled with controversy and inadequacy and racism and bigotry over a highly qualified woman. Hey, by the way, all of that bigotry, Donald J. Trump was the first president that was actually ever elected to the United States presidential office, actually being in favor of gay marriage. Guess what? Barack Obama wasn't. Both times he got elected. It wasn't until after his lame duck term that he decided to change it halfway through his presidency. So yeah, let's try that one as well. Over a highly qualified woman. Highly qualified? The only thing that is qualified about a Kamala Harris is how worn in her knee pads have been over her entire career. Let's be honest. Don't believe me? Ask Willie Brown. Over a highly qualified person of color. Oh, yes. Because race is supposed to matter so much more than everything else out there. Their genitalia and the color of their skin is more important than the policies that they have supported and that everyone in the entire country, the majority of the country, has openly and very loudly pushed back against and rejected. I'm sure it has nothing to do with how broke America has been for the last 4 years. I'm sure it has nothing to do with our giant open border where millions upon millions of illegal immigrants and criminals have flooded over our southern border less than 2.5 hours away from my house. No, I'm sure it's just where we're a bunch of racists. Yeah. Tell this half Mexican with a black brother and a black sister how much of a racist I am for voting for Donald J. Trump. And trust me, we're not going to go over the entire video. It's insane, it's crazy, and it's long and drawn out, and it's just completely and totally pointless. So shout out to John Trent for watching the whole thing and giving us the highlights. Later in his video, he said, "The fact is, there is no shortage of men, and unfortunately women, yes, 46% of them at least, in this country who don't want to see a woman win. No, they want to win themselves. They want their economy to do better. They're not as inundated." Because one of the things, I did watch a good portion of this guy's video. He literally states in there that his family is of the elite wealthy side of things. Him and his wife both have very high paying jobs in the tech industry. This guy doesn't know what it's like to have to worry about the price of eggs. This guy doesn't know what it's like to have to worry about the price of gas to make sure you can make it to work the next day. This guy doesn't understand any of that. But no, it's all because we're a bunch of racists. It's not because people are broke and can't find good jobs that'll help cover their bills. No. It's because we're racists. All of you men and women out there, black, white, Asian, it doesn't matter, Jew, doesn't matter. All of you are racist for voting for Donald J. Trump because the country's a racist. Even though Donald J. Trump, I think, got more votes of Mexican men in this race than any other president in history, that's absolutely insane. But yeah, it's just because we're all racist. That's right. They don't want to see women lead. They don't want to see women have agency over their own bodies. No, we don't want to allow murder. We don't want to allow murder just because it's inside, just because it's in a womb where it's supposed to be safe and protected. No, we don't want you to allow just murder children. We're not okay with that. We're really not. It's terrifying because I see all the women have to endure. My wife is a working professional and she had to endure not 1 but 2 C-sections. Well, I'm sorry for that. That sucks. I don't know how that's Donald J. Trump's fault or how that's racism's fault, but okay. Fortunately enough, we have a dual tech income household and we have some of the best health insurance that money can buy. But the reality is most people aren't so privileged. You're right. Most people aren't. They don't have all the kind of money and resources that you and your wife did. That's why we voted for Donald J. Trump, because I remember what it was like in 2016. I remember the years after and how well everything was going. Everyone's businesses were booming. My friends were opening up new successful businesses constantly. And all of that is gone now. All of that is gone now. That's what America wants back, booby. It's not that we're just a bunch of racists. So in addition to being able to afford a C-section, well, actually, if what you don't understand is actually in just about every single state in this country, actually every single state in this country, if you are a pregnant woman, you automatically qualify for government-sponsored health care. And it will cover every aspect of your pregnancy, including a C-section. Boys and girls, yeah, it will, because that's an emergency thing. So you moron, this once again makes it to where you don't understand what it's like to be poor in this country. You've never experienced that. You are of the privileged elite among us, you bastard. And that's why you don't understand. You believe we're just a bunch of racists. You don't understand that people actually want to try to get ahead in this world. And Barack Obama, Freudian slip, Kamala Harris's policies that had been instituted and were the exact same thing as the Biden policies from the last 4 years have caused that. You moron! You elitist prick! People like this is why Twitch is the way it is. And as you all may know, America is the only first world country without paid maternity leave. Almost every single major corporation out there offers that. It's only like the mom and pop, the places like that only have like fast food that doesn't actually offer that. And guess what? You still get 6 weeks unpaid leave mandated by the government to where they can't take your job away from you. And I can go on and on about how America makes it difficult to be a woman, but everyone knows that. It's just no one seems to care, Jenkins concluded. Oh, you poor thing. Jenkins has also expressed anti-white sentiments in subsequent videos. Oh, he wasn't done. The reality in the United States is that there will never be a world in which anyone other than white men have power. What about the 8 years under Barack Hussein Obama, who you claimed was the first black president, even though he's actually just the first mixed race president because his mommy was white? But apparently you don't think Barack Obama's black because you think that only white people can have power in this country, even to the absolute contrary of we had 8 years of that. So, yeah, boyo. But that's okay. That wouldn't fit your agenda, so you just try to quietly pigeon that hole away from everybody's memory. But that's okay. We remember. We remember. The best we can do is actually support people who have influence with other people who can have influence. And guess what? That's what it really comes down to. These unhinged rants aren't necessarily because they actually believe America is racist, although they probably are brainwashed to believe that. It's not that they're necessarily mad. Well, they are mad that Donald J. Trump got elected, but the reason why they're mad is they have found out that the entire United States of America, the majority of people out there and everybody in Western civilization with any kind of common sense in their brain whatsoever has rejected their nonsense about identity politics, about all of the rest of this nonsense, the woke agenda, everything the cult has tried to push down our throats for years, everything that Twitch has been an absolute bastion of. I mean, come on, do we need to remember the Dear Ken guy that was one of their community people, a policy out there? I mean, hell, this guy's probably one of the people that hired that kind of freak out there. This is what happens. They are having mental breakdowns. Is Twitch going to change? Probably not. Amazon doesn't care enough about it to even worry about this kind of thing, but it would be very funny to see. And the best part about this is whether or not this guy loses his job, whether or not Twitch ever changes, it doesn't matter, because you and I, boys and girls, every single person with a single shred of common sense left inside of their head, have a very bright and beautiful future ahead of us. Not only because Donald J. Trump won the election, because of all of the work that is going to come afterwards, boys and girls. And that is a bright future. It is not about racism. It's not about anything else. It's about it's about making America great again and making us the top dogs that we should always be in absolutely every single industry out there. And especially when it comes to our economy and the ability for people to reach that American dream that we have all been sold for so long. This psychopath out there can believe the country is racist all he wants. At the end of the day, he will just be nothing more than a miserable and sad, pathetic human being because he found out the rest of the world disagrees with him. And for that, you automatically have to be a racist. Well, guess what? Enjoy your mental breakdown because it's exactly what you deserve.